Hey guys, welcome back. Who says you cannot have an effective strength training workout with mini bands? That's what I'm going to show you in under 30 minutes. The workout routine in this video is going to be traditional strength training exercises in a range of about 8 to 12 reps depending on the resistance level that you can take even after stacking up all these bands. And you would do them in a superset fashion with minimum rest between exercises. I would recommend 30 seconds. That way you keep the intensity level high. The reps are performed a little slower because the resistance is not the same as free weights. We'll be doing 8 exercises and 4 sets. In this video I'll be showing 1 set. You need to do 4 sets of these and you'll be done in 25 to 28 minutes. As I always say, make sure you've checked with your doctor and you're good to go. Make sure you have your tools to measure your progress, pictures, metrics, scales, etc. And eat whole foods. Avoid processed foods. Ready for it? Let's go.
Okay, 8 exercises to be done in superset fashion. You do exercise A, 12 to 15 reps, no rest whatsoever, and you move immediately to exercise B, 12 to 15 reps. The first one off the rank is split squat. It's a lunge position, except you have your rear feet slightly elevated. This causes the weight to get shifted slightly to your front feet, therefore putting more emphasis on the quads that you'll be working. Get into a setup as you can see in the video and perform a lunge or a split squat in a controlled fashion. The slower you do, you'll find more resistance in your more stress on your quad, and that's good for you. If you can stack up more bands for increased resistance, do that. You can stack all the bands you have with you, and that would cause enough resistance. Once you're done, just switch sides and do the other leg in exactly the same fashion, and make sure that you're just controlling your movement. If you don't have enough bands and it's not giving you enough resistance, just slow down completely. Make sure that you're going down in about 3 seconds, pausing at the bottom for about a second before coming back up, taking another second or 2 to come back up. When you slow things down, it just compensates for the lack of resistance in the band, or even if it's a dumbbell, you can do exactly the same thing. If you have a light dumbbell, you can do exactly the same thing. Just slow it down and it compensates for the reduced weight or reduced intensity. With no rest, switch to standing leg curls. Set up as demonstrated and perform curls. This being a hamstring and glute exercise, it's important that you keep both your knees in line. You could push the knee of your working leg slightly behind, thereby engaging the glutes a little further. By no means should you allow the knee traveling in front of your body. Once you're done, switch sides and perform another set of 12 or 15 reps depending on the resistance that you're using. Once you're done with this, take a 30-second rest and perform 3 more sets, taking rest only after each set. And then you move to the next exercise, which is floor press. Take the band around your body, and it's pretty awkward doing this. It took me a couple of tries to get into this position. You can either keep it underneath your arm or around your shoulder and perform the press. Start with the band at the bottom end of your chest, and as you press up, press in a slightly arced formation. Thereby your extended arm would probably be just above your chin or your upper part of your chest. I switch over to a push-up position, which is optional. I effectively do 3 exercises here, 2A, 2B, and 2C, which is technically a giant set. I just did this because I didn't get enough activation with the press. Then you move on to seated rows. Sitting with your feet shoulder width apart, loop the bands around your feet and perform a row or a pull, and you pull the band close to your navel. Keep it fairly low. Ensure that your elbows are tucked in all the way through and you're squeezing the center of your back. So imagine a ball. I imagine a ball or a tomato right in the center of the back every time I perform a row, just to make sure that I'm focusing the energy or focusing the activation of the back muscle and it's not a shoulder movement. 30-second rest, 3 more sets before you move to the third set of exercises. This one is upright rows. These bands are short and the only way you can do an upright row is a kneeling position. So you get into a kneeling position, anchor it under your knees, and holding the bands close to your body, pull it up towards your chin. As you're doing that, make sure your elbows are pointing towards the ceiling. All the way through, make sure the band is very close to your body. That way you'll feel your traps getting activated. Control the movement both while pulling up and down. Same thing that I said before, slow it down if your resistance isn't enough. If you don't feel the activation, slow down the movement. Pull it up in 2 seconds, hold it for a second, and take it down in 3 seconds. The next one immediately after that is overhead tricep extension. You don't really have to get out of your positioning where you have bands looped under your knees. I just did this because I wanted to show you a side view. Maintaining the same position, you just take the band behind your back and holding your elbows fairly firm pointing towards the ceiling, you perform an extension, activating your triceps here. Press your elbows together and keep it stable. That way the activation of triceps is much better. Don't let your elbows or your upper arm sway. Take a 30-second rest and 3 more sets before you go on to the fourth and final group of exercises. In this one, it's a unilateral exercise where you do shoulder press. It's a single-legged kneeling position, anchoring the bands as you see, and you perform a press on one side of the body. Control movement again. Once you finish the 12 reps, maintaining the same position with the same hand, you move to a concentration curl, where you can wrap the band around your palm to maintaining the shortness of the band to keep the resistance. Rest your elbow on the inner part of your thigh, keeping it fairly stable there. Perform a curl where you feel your bicep doing the work here. You're isolating your bicep and performing this exercise. Once you're done, switch sides. Same thing again with the overhead unilateral shoulder press on the other side. Once you're done with the 12 to 15 reps here, you do your concentration curl, maintaining the same setup or same kneeling position. In all these exercises, you can stack up as many bands as you like depending on the intensity level that you need and the intensity level of the different colored bands. And in exercises like concentration curls, where in your extended arm position, the distance between the anchor point and your hand is short, you will need to wrap the band around your palm a couple of times to maintaining the resistance level. Once you're done, 30-second rest, 3 more sets, and that would be a wrap of a great routine.
Now you believe me? You can have a good, intense strength training workout with short bands Ideally, if you're traveling, travel light, no shoes, no equipment. You don't need a gym anywhere. You don't need to leave your hotel room if it's snowing or pouring. All you need are your mini bands. Make sure you stay consistent, rotate your programs all the time, every 3 to 4 weeks, and eat good food, stay fit.